Hey guys, so I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be a bit backwards from what I usually do. It is going to be my November TBR instead of like doing my wrap up for the previous month first. I'm going to be doing my TBR because it still isn't the end of, October isn't over yet, and so I decided I would do my November TBR because I have a bit of more ambitious reading month planned for the month, so let's just get into it. In a previous month I did a whole TBR called a month of reviews, and everything on my TBR is a list of books that I needed to read for reviews. And now I'm going to be doing this again this month because I was sitting in biology class the other day and I ended up going on Netgalley, which is really bad first off because I should be paying attention in class, but that's a whole different story. But I ended up getting some books for review, like there's 13 on my list, so, but I have only 11, I believe, on my TBR for this month. So I'm just going to tell you what I plan on reading, and I don't have any of the physical copies, obviously, so I'll be inserting pictures when I say the books. Actually guys, fun fact, I only put makeup on for this video. I wasn't wearing makeup all day because it was a lazy day, but I put makeup on for this video so I could look pretty and presentable for you guys. So the first book I intend on reading this month is The Banished of Muirwood. Muirwood, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is by Jeff Wheeler, and this is about this 18-year-old girl who is on the run from these captors, and she's trying to save her townspeople, and she is doing this magic that she doesn't necessarily have the right and privilege to use. Girls in this time period weren't allowed to be using magic, but she is, and this magic has some sort of control over her, and it starts controlling her, so she kind of has to try and see if she can gain her own self back or if this magic is going to turn her into somebody different. And I have been meaning to read some fantasy lately, and I saw this and the cover like portrayed high fantasy, so I'm really hoping to get into that this month, and I'm really hoping I like it because it seems really interesting and I really do want to like it. And the cover is absolutely gorgeous in my opinion, so there is that. So the second book I want to read this month is The Ciphers of Muirwood, also by Jeff Wheeler. This is the second book, and I think it's called like the Muirwood series. I requested the third book for review as well, so I'm hoping to get that this month, but if I don't, that is totally fine. I don't know what this book is about because I haven't read the first book, so I wasn't going to read the synopsis of the second book because that would definitely be a spoiler for me. So I cannot give you a synopsis of it. If you really want to know, I'm pretty sure you can look it up on Goodreads. I'll leave all the links for these books in the description box down below if you just want to look up the description, so I'm not giving a thorough enough description, which I usually am not. So the next book is Dragonmark by Jamin Eve, and this is about this girl who is a like wolf shifter, and she's marked by a dragon, which means she has to go and resurrect this dragon lord, and then once she has resurrected this dragon lord, she has to kill him. And this is also another one of those high fantasy books. I normally don't read wolf and dragon stories, but I decided I would try and sneak out of my comfort zone here with this book, because I definitely want to try something different and try and get out of my comfort zone with books, because I feel like I'm reading the same thing over and over again. So I'm trying here, guys, I'm trying. The next book is Significance by Shelley Crane, and this book is about a girl who really isn't having the best of life, and it is your typical girl meets boy type story until there is a twist. This girl that meets this guy named Caleb, she ends up having these powers, and she cannot live unless she keeps in touch with Caleb. Like, she has to use his touch to live, and he has friends that ends up finding out that he's marked in this way, and some serious stuff goes down. And I was really excited about this because I normally don't read like romancy books. They kind of bore me. Probably why I'm not the biggest flirt or romantic. They, like I said, they kind of bore me, but this one seemed interesting, and I want to give myself the benefit of the doubt here and give the book the benefit of the doubt because it seemed nice. The cover was kind of corny, but that's okay. The next book is kind of more creepy book. It is The House on 7th Street by Karen Warbeck Williams, and this is basically about this family that moves in, I think it was in Colorado, I'm not too sure. They move into this house and they find these artifacts. There's like a necklace and like a photo and everything like that. And you know what happens when you go into a house and you find these things? Bad things start happening, which is basically what happens. The main girl, Winna, is basically trying to be killed in this house. And so I thought it was interesting. The cover art was actually the first thing that intrigued me. If you can tell from the picture, there is two people, like they're holding hands in front of this abandoned house, so I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm kind of hoping it's a bit creepy because I'm looking for that. It also definitely kind of reminds me of Phobic by Courtney Pearson, which I read a while ago and I got off Netgalley, which is a A+ book. So I'm hoping this book will be well as well. This book will be good as well. Also, if you hear crinkling, I wrote everything down on a piece of paper because I always have a tendency to go off on tangents and not really remember what I'm trying to say, so this time I wrote things on a piece of paper so I could try and at least remember what I'm trying to say and make these videos a bit more organized, so let's hope that's working out. The next book is also kind of something that is out of my comfort zone. It's actually a nonfiction book, but guys, that's okay because it is a middle grade children's nonfiction book, so I should be able to survive it. But this is called The Borden Murders, and it is by Sarah Miller. And if you guys don't know, there was a girl named Lizzie Borden, and she was in Massachusetts and chopped up her family with an axe. She killed her mother, she axed her mother 40 times and then axed her father 41 times. And this is basically about Lizzie Borden, and I'm interested in Lizzie Borden, not necessarily in a good way. The story intrigues me and I kind of want to learn more about it because my oldest sister was born in Massachusetts, and they always said about how they were going to go to the Lizzie Borden house and we were going to go in it, and I've heard a lot of stories about the Lizzie Borden house, about how it's haunted, and it was also on, I almost said Paranormal Activity. It was on the show with Zach Bagans, however you pronounce it. So I was interested in that. The next book is Veiled Magic by Deborah Blake. I always try and say Deborah because there's a girl on my campus named Deborah instead of Deborah. Don't know if it's actually Deborah or if it's Deborah, but we're gonna go with Deborah. This is basically about this witch who was helping out with this police officer, and they're resurrecting these dead witnesses for crimes, and two allies come in, and it's basically this cliche love thing. She has to choose between, I think it was her job and like this love story, and I'm a bit hesitant on this one because, like I said, don't do too much romance. Don't really know what to do in those romantic situations, and I'm really hoping it's not one of those things that's like either a love triangle or just rushes straight into this love affair, because I'm not too into that. The next book is A Passenger by Lisa Lutz, and this is basically about this woman whose husband is found dead at the bottom of the staircase in her house, and she doesn't want to be convicted of this crime she possibly did or did not do, and so she ends up changing her name and her identity and fleeing across the country, and she meets this girl who can understand that she's a fugitive and that she could possibly be wanted, so this lady helps her out. I was originally interested in this. I think it was probably because of like the cover or something. Not too sure, but I'm hoping it's a good read. I'm hoping all of these books are good reads, but this one in particular, because it's one of those books that could be like high or dry with things. And I mean, all these books could be that way, but just like the way the synopsis was written could leave you a bit in my opinion. And then possibly the last book that I plan and hopefully want to get through this month is Madeleine's Kiss by Peter Gilboy, and this is about this girl who goes missing. Her name is Madeleine, and she seems to be having this affair with this teacher. That is what I'm getting from the synopsis, and he's going on saying about how he doesn't know what's happened to her, but he does know, and he's going to try and tell us a story of what happens to Madeleine. And I was really intrigued by this because of the description and because of the cover, but mostly because of the description, because it's basically like him saying that he doesn't know, but he knows, and it was quite a beautiful way that she went missing, and I was like, dude, are you sadistic or what? But I am really hoping this one's good. I'm hoping all of these are good, and I'm hoping I can get through all of them this month, because like I said, it is pretty ambitious TBR, but my wrap-up's probably going to be around the same amount of books that I plan on reading. So there is that. Then I have two other books that I have on this prospective list if I get through all of these books, and that is The Heart Goes Last by Margaret Atwood. I had this on my last month of reviews TBR, and I didn't get to it mostly because I wasn't in the mood to read it, so I might try and get to it this month. The next is This Is Where It Ends by Marieke Nijkamp. I don't know how to pronounce that. I probably butchered your name, and I'm sorry. And I believe this book is about like a school shooting. This was also in one of my month's TBRs, but I never actually got to that. but yeah. So this should be an interesting month. All of these books are ebooks, none of them are physical books, which might be a hindrance or helping to my reading, because I'm going to need to have my Kindle charged at all times and everything like that. But we shall see how this month goes. But if you like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up and click that red button down below to subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified of any more videos I post in the near future. I am trying here to get a normal uploading schedule, and I'm trying to see which days work best and which don't. I am out of soccer season now, so it's going to be a lot easier for me to be posting some more videos, because soccer season was just hectic as all anything. So if you have any video requests or tags or anything you would like me to do, please tell me in the comments down below, because I would love to do them. And I'm going to be doing some reviews for some of these books if I really enjoy them, or if I don't, we will see. And I'm probably going to mash them all up so I don't keep posting a bunch of reviews throughout the month. But until next time, bye guys. There are people outside. The next book is The Passenger by Lisa. I don't know what I was gonna say. So overall, kind of ambitious. There are 2 books that I would like to finish and 2 that I would like to start, and 1 that I have already finished. So I mean, I'm pretty sure I can bang these out pretty quickly, especially